enjoy some yoga to help us with our traveling, get a little bit more relaxation and rest on our vacations this summer. As our heels relax underneath our hips, we can feel the toes widen and get a strong foundation. As we get a little grounding before we start to travel, it can help our mind, our body relax just a little bit better. Feeling our arches lift, our thighs engage, shoulders resting as our fingertips extend towards the floor. We find just a little rest here. We can start with our toes, maybe moving our toes, maybe a little bit of lift through our toes, through our heels as we stretch our feet, getting a little circulation through our legs, then relaxing into our knees, maybe even pulling a thigh up towards the chest, and then the other thigh towards the chest. And then adding a sway movement, getting the lower back to release, a little rest through our spine. As we find stationary position, one arm can stretch over our head, get a little bit of openness in our ribs, stretching out the spine, and maybe trading to the other side, letting the side body open. Then as our fingertips stretch the ceiling, feel the ribs expanding. And then you can even get a little bit more chest expanding by guiding our fingertips, interlacing the fingers and stretching our knuckles towards the floor with our inhale, lifting our chest open, and then exhaling, tailbone back and ribs towards the ground, shoulders resting. As we lengthen our spine, we let our body shake it out. Shake out the joints, feel the body moving. Those are all great stretches before we even get into a seated position. And then depending upon if you're in a car or an airplane or a bus or a train, may have a small confined space to be in and possibly connected to people that you may or may not know. Some good relaxing movements without taking a lot of space. You can rest the hands on the thighs and inhale, ribs up towards the ceiling, this little seated cow pose. Then exhaling, ribs towards the back of our chair, little seated cat, and find just a little bit of movement up and down. And then if we have enough space around us, you can add a little side-to-side movement. But we did some of those before we left, so we may feel okay. You can feel the neck releasing by getting your ears to relax side to side, or maybe the chin reaching side to side to help release the neck and the shoulders. And then sometimes our hips, our lower back get a little intense. So if we have enough space available, we can add a little twisting movement in our spine, lifting the ribs and turning our ribs towards the hands on one side, and then all the way towards the other side. And then depending on our space, we might be able to get a little hip stretch by guiding our ankle above our knee and sending our heart towards the thighs, feeling the outer hip releasing on each side. If we don't have enough space to do that in our seat, we might be able to move into a public space with a wider seat arrangement to get a little bit of movement in our bodies. And always remember to think about releasing through all the joints. We tend to create tension and hold stress in various places when we travel. Keeping our legs moving and getting up and moving around as much as possible always helps our travel to be just a little bit easier. Have a wonderful trip this summer. Namaste.